Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm hungover. Leave me alone. I'm very hungover. Last night I was cage side watching some MMA fights. I didn't even have that much fun. I just hurt myself. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm sorry. Being caged, I mean, it's my favorite thing. I don't like leaving the house, but watching fights up close like that I'm ecstatic. I just love doing it. Something that this is almost like a sub-only type conversation, but I am like OCD, as you know, and like neurotic. And my mom would always tell me, you're perseverating, because I would do that. I would just obsess over things. And I'm thinking about something a lot right now, and I just want to get it off my chest. If I talk to you about it, it will help me just kind of release it so I can focus on the show a little bit better. Although this show's gonna be horrendous. I'm way too hungover to do this, but I don't know. I was thinking about investing in costumes, and I still might go that route. But one thing that I might do, and this isn't even AI, this is like just more like 3D rendering and stuff. But I would be limited by physics and cost if I did real physical costumes, and I still might go that route because it might just look so much better. But if I go digital with 3D costumes, this is my dad's idea, by the way, I would have an endless amount of options. Like, I could have 10 new characters in 10 different worlds in a night, and it would be no problem at all. So, it's not even AI. It's not AI. That's something that's existed for a long time. Yeah, it kind of depends how it would look, you know? I want to figure it out on my own, but thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Guys, so today I'm gonna kind of go around, kind of mess with people in a much more hungover, lazy way. Kind of interact with the chat probably more, just kind of hang out with people, run some battles. That's what today is gonna look like. It's probably not gonna be the fast-paced comedy show, but you never know what happens. I'm just kind of catching up on the chat. I almost kind of wish I made this sub-only chat. The physical costumes are great. And this could be one of those things where, you know, you think up the idea and it kind of sounds like it's going to be okay, but in reality, it's so jittery, it doesn't look good, it's distracting, then I don't do it. What about so I think Shelly T's got the right idea with this, and I'd be happy to restart this. So practical effects I generally like practical effects more, but what if I could do, you know, several characters a week that are totally new? It's like, I prefer physical things, but if it unlocks complete creativity, and endless amounts of worlds, and maybe it's a good trade-off, I don't know. Guys, I'm gonna turn on super fan only chat, which I think will require me to reset. So if you guys want to be able to talk in our live stream here, make sure you subscribe or become a super fan. Yeah, I'm unable to toggle it, so I'm gonna have to restart. Oh god. It's gonna be a low energy stream. I'm hungover, but I'm gonna reset right now. I think it's a good idea. I would prefer it, honestly. It's a little bit of a mess to read all this. So I'm gonna reset. I'll be right back. Way to lose people. It's always the people that are too cheap to subscribe that say that. So I don't really care. The only reason I do this is for money. Like, I enjoy what I do. I love doing this. But at the end of the day, this is a business that I run. You realize that? So, if you were like trying to like convince me or something, it's like, you don't pay any money. You're not even a customer. You're just dead weight around here. Okay? Nobody cares. Trust me. Okay? Shelly T is my biggest fan. Do I need to wait for this treasure box to go? Dylan sent a treasure box? Is this... Do I need to wait? I can wait. If that helps, okay. Well, the thing, like, there's nobody to upset. I'm not even like worried about it. It would be like somebody who doesn't even watch my content. Like, if you don't have to do anything. I'm not telling you should. I mean, I think it would be good for your soul, honestly, to gift me more. I genuinely think that. I think that you will be a better person in life. You'll be happier. You'll be a better loving partner and everything if you do what feels right, which is to support great art. I think it's good for you. Okay? I don't even cash out the money. I'm financially independent. I don't even need the money. That's not the point. The point is to show the support of our community. That's why I do battles. It's simply a competitive game. It's not about the money. It is not about the money at all. I'm literally just competitive. That's why I do any of this. Okay, you are so foolish. Thinking, it's not about the money for me. I didn't contradict myself. I just said two different things. Why am I worried about buying costumes for the environment? This idiot doesn't believe in climate change. No, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, let me do the turtle costume. You realize how hungover I am? I was cage side seeing MMA fights last night with my best friend. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do the turtle costume today. No, I'm not gonna run around saying, is there a man deal? No, I'm not gonna do that. No, thank you. See, Mama Mel, you're completely wrong. It's not about maximizing the money. It's simply competition. That's why I do it. No, I was not at the Aiden Ross show. I was at like a real MMA fight. Maturing is knowing a man was never there. Very nice. I like that. That's good. In 20 seconds, I'm gonna reset and do a sub only. This is how you're honoring veterans? It's Sunday. I should get a tight military costume for tomorrow, probably. Maybe not. Maybe not. I do respect veterans. Shout out to all the veterans. I mean, one of my biggest demographics on here, like there are literally two different people that kind of watch this show. Old sad women with money and combat veterans. Those are the brackets of my demographic on here. I'm not even kidding. I don't know why that is. Anyways, all right, well, thank you for sending out that box. Warhammer for life, that's right. Veteran here, thank you for your service. It's not Veterans Day, by the way. It's Memorial Day. All right, guys, thank you, Hannah, Ham, Victoria, Trissy, Killa, Brandon. Guys, I'm gonna reset right now and do a super fan only chat. It's gonna be a chill stream. I'm hungover. I was cage side last night. They're actually pretty affordable. If you watch bad fights, I rather see two like bad fighters who it's their first fight. My preference is it's like one guy's first fight and the other guy's had like 5 pro fights. If I'm like cage side, and then I rather it be that than see like Anderson Silva or like Mike Tyson or like any of the top fighters in the world from the seats out in the nosebleeds. It is so much better, like for $100 to just like sit in front of the fighters happening right in front of you. It is so much better. I've done both of those things. I've seen like some big fights before, where you're just watching like a shit TV, and it's like there's a bunch of people here. You get anxiety. It just sucks. Everything's like expensive. Dude, going to a small MMA fight is quite the experience. I'm jealous you did that in Thailand. That's cool. All right, guys, I'm going to reset right now. I'll be right back. This is all I have. Guys, make sure you're a super fan, or else you're not going to be able to comment, but you can watch. All right, we'll see you guys in a second.
The other girl?
No, I wasn't hooking up with this other. She's just a friend of mine, and now I have to, like, it's this awkward situation where I have to explain this girl I was hanging out with sends you hateful text messages. Is it like a pretty bizarre circumstance?
Julie.
Test it out. Are we good? I can't stop you from commenting on Twitch or YouTube if you're not a super fan. Stretch my legs in here. Yeah, it kind of gets to the riff-raff out. Bunch of cheap fuck. Oh, thank you, Carissa. Yeah, I've gutted the super fan emotes. I'm redoing it. I started doing jiu-jitsu in 2009? 2009. Started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And I kind of did a little, like, played with Muay Thai and boxing over the years, but never that seriously. Did oh, thank you, Shelly. Thank you, Shelly T. That's nice. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to entrance ideas. I've already got my Royal Rumble. I haven't got the entrance, but I've got the bit that I'm doing. And it's inappropriate. I hooked up your show to a bunch of new people in my live tonight. That was their first impression. You made a huge mistake. See, I'm slippery like that. It's like, it's always like the opposite. I can't even explain it. If I say that I'm gonna do something, the more that I tell you that I will be doing something, Mads, thank you, Mads, Mads, thank you, Mads. The more I say, and I'm sure of myself that I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna, exactly. I eat deodorant. Do you actually do that? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Guys, stop fighting over me. I'm a butterfly. It's that, or I have this like really strange OCD impulsiveness. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I said it's the best show on TikTok. Go watch. It's 10 minutes of a guy saying he's hungover. That's fun. I felt bad. Honestly, like heading into tonight, I was like, I wonder if I should tell them. Like maybe some people will make different plans. Superfan emotes, Vivian, thank you. Superfan emotes are gutted right now. I'm trying to. I went through and like, I was hitting like API rate limits or something, so I had to stop what I was doing, but. Vivian, everybody made that joke at the same time. That's funny. You know what? I kind of want to do. See if I can get Spotify. That would make me so much happier. And then I can put my headphones down. Thanks, Stacy. Is this the right volume? Sounds kind of quiet almost. It might be an okay night if I get, this is good. I might get, maybe get Daisy tonight. We'll see. Yeah, this is gonna be more podcasty. Darius, Dobra, I'm gonna decline. I'm gonna decline and hang out for a bit here. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll end up doing the costume thing. It could be fun, but it'd only be fun if it allows for like absurdity, but also like I'm almost convinced that in 6 to 12 months it will 100% be the right move. I like to look into the future and try to like project what things are definitely going to get much better. You know, like what things are going to accelerate and be so much better a year from now, and go after those things. And things that are like not going to change much, like just try to see the future when you're trying to make calculations. You know, it's like people don't like certain things now, but like, will it be so much better a year from now? Then maybe it's worth doing. Or I could also wait, but a male podcast, that's nice. I do have an engineering background, not coding. I've really learned everything for the show. I'm really deep into AI right now. And again, like I don't want to make like an AI looking show. Like I have taste. But I do use it to build the show. So again, the costumes wouldn't be AI. Like they would be 3D, like I'd have to make 3D renders of the different costumes. Anyways, what else? I think it's like an exciting idea that, because earlier when I was talking about like, whoa, I could have all these different worlds that we go through, you know, it's like, it's like, wait, AI track? No, I mean, I don't think, I mean, maybe okay, so I think AI is very unpopular and people just don't want it if it's AI. But like, that's the same mindset for like why brands write stupid things on their label, because people think, I don't know, like I don't want to attack anybody, but like gluten-free, it's like a lot of people who still eat gluten regularly might go for something because it's gluten-free, and like maybe that doesn't help them. I'm not a health I have no idea what I'm talking about there, but I'm just trying to get it. Like, it's almost like if you're just thinking about it in like a very simplified buzzword or something, I mean, it's not, I don't think that's the right way to think about it. It's like, I want to find the best tool to do whatever project I'm working on. So like, if AI is better at tracking my body, I'm not against AI. I'm not allergic to it. I'll use AI then. I just don't think that's how it will even be. I don't think there's going to be some LLM that's attached to like tracking my body. I don't think that's the best tool for it. I think it's going to be some other very fast algorithm that's just like doing a shading pattern. But I'm just like pro tech, and all of this stuff will not last. Like this kind of like being turned off by this. It's like there's just the content, a lot of it's slop right now, but it will be embedded into a lot of things. And I think, I mean, that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. Obviously, that's my opinion. I'm just yapping my opinion, and this is a one-way conversation. So I don't know if I'm right. That's my guess. You know, this is going to be like a lot of the anti-AI sentiment will just be overpowered. Again, like during the Industrial Revolution, there were people that were hammering at machines. They were breaking machines because they were like taking jobs and they didn't like it. I don't know, like I'm not all for AI. Like I think it's a really scary thing. I think it could like take a lot of jobs away and create like really bad situations in life. Like I'm not saying it's like perfect, but like for me, being like an indie artist, it's like it allows me to compete with much bigger companies and organizations. Like I can do a lot of things that otherwise I can't do. I can get closer and closer to like competing with Netflix, and that's what I care about. You know, they've got a bunch of money. They've been winning really hard for a long time, and it's like I'm just some guy. And the fact that I can use these tools and get closer and closer, because they don't need to use AI. They can use a bunch, you know, they can just shoot $1 million at something and make it work. I can't do that. So that's I think why I'm excited about it. Is it's like a enabler, you know, like it allows me to do things that I couldn't before. By the way, like I'm very high in openness, and like I'm not if I ever have an opinion like that, like I get along with people that have completely different opinions, you know, like I say stuff all the time on here that's just kind of like opinionated or whatever, but like I don't know, like a lot of my best friends are completely contradictory to like a bunch of things that I'll just kind of like spew up here. I hold everything very loosely. But yeah. Yeah, AI doesn't have the creativity part yet. I think it's like an interesting topic, because like I almost like I also don't want to have a conversation that like 100 podcasts have talked about this week. But like it's almost like, you know, it's like bad at taste in a lot of ways, and you can make it better by giving it more context or like more opinions. You can kind of like put guide rails and try to help it with taste. It has never once like had the set of ideas that I want, but like it's really good if it throws out 100 ideas and I read through the ideas. What often happens is I read one of the ideas, then I'm like, oh my goodness, it doesn't even know why this is so brilliant, but if I twist a couple of these things, it's going to be amazing. Austin invited. I'm going to decline for a second. I'm like too hungover to do anything right now. Interior designer, that's cool. I've been into virtual reality since I first tried virtual reality in 2015, and my friend was like, I think you're gonna like this, and he like took me to a mall and we did this like demo, and I went back to that mall a bunch of times just to run that demo. I thought it was amazing. And then I got the PlayStation VR, and then I got the Quest 2, and then the Quest 3, but I've been doing VR for a decade now, and I'm like a really intense user of VR. Most people buy a VR headset and they never use it, and I am like in the top 0.1% of users of VR. Like I regularly, all of my working out is in VR. I'll play video games with friends in VR, shooters and everything. It's super fun. It's like, it's unbelievable. But I work out by doing a boxing game in VR where I box strangers online. It's called Thrill of the Fight 2, and it was great. I found it during COVID, and because I was doing jiu-jitsu at the time, and that was a nice switch up, because like jiu-jitsu is like the worst thing to do during COVID. It's like contact with a bunch of people. HTC Vive, yeah, that was the first system that I tried. Lacey and The Matrix. I rewatched The Matrix the last couple years ago. That is such a banger. Oh my god, it had been like 15 years since I've seen it. So good. As long as AI is assisting human talent as a tool and not trying to replace, humans don't like it. As long as AI is assisting human talent as a tool and not trying to replace, humans don't like it. Is that what you meant? I feel like humans don't like it when it's something that I thought was really, so I guess this is just going to be like we're just going to talk all day. Maybe we'll run some battles later, but whatever. The commencement speech that guy gave that was like really unpopular, I just got to be honest. Like, I have unpopular opinions, and I'm okay with that. So like, statistically, when I say what I'm gonna say, like, they're gonna be unpopular, and people are not gonna like what I say, just by definition. But I was actually on the side of the guy giving the speech. So all of these, I'm empathetic. Like, I'm, you know, I can imagine what it's like to be like in debt, just went to college, just stopped, and it's like AI is just getting to the point where it's making companies think, oh man, if we hire a bunch of people, then what if AI just does it? Then we gotta fire them. That's something too. It's like firing people. Firing people is really unpopular. But like, if I were to hire 10 people and then fire them, and then that got on Reddit, like, people would be so upset. It's more about big companies. Like, when big companies lay off a bunch of people, it's very unpopular. But what people don't care about is people that you never did hire because you just didn't grow your company in that way. Like, if I am to grow this company, because I don't really work well with people. Like, I'm kind of a oppositional person. Like, I can work with like a few people that I really like and trust. Small teams, but like I'm like the opposite of like a corporate person. Like, there's a reason I work for myself. But it's like, I will intentionally build a company that's just me if I can. But in the past, if I would have, you know, hired 100 people in the next 5 years, people don't get mad about like what you didn't do. It's just like taking action. So yeah, anyways, maybe companies now are kind of like, well, should we avoid that situation by just like seeing how AI plays out? And it's, I mean, it's not like it was easy for millennials. You know, we had recessions, we had like a bunch of stuff happen. Like, the job market was horrible when I was, you know, out of college. I mean, I'm more empathetic. Hello, Hearts and Halos. Hearts and Halos, I'm in the process of making like emojis for everybody, like stylized, it's almost like spray painted versions of everybody's face. You have like an emblem or whatever for your profile picture. Would you want your actual face on here to be somebody? You're like the one person that's on like the top list of supporters who don't have like a face in their profile picture. Everybody else, I'm just taking their profile picture and like creating some like art out of it. Just let me know. Either way, you could say, I don't want to be in it at all, or you can use my face, or just use my profile picture to create it, whatever you want. It is a short list, let me just say. But I'm also going to build it over time as well. I have very few data right now that I'm going with. So, we'll see how that plays out. It's like, the more people that we have on the list, then there's less memes for people to use, but that's a fine trade-off. So, I feel like maybe I missed some of the chat. I'm kind of okay. I mean, you guys are the customers. Like, you guys, 6 days to the Rumble Royale. I'm pretty flexible with it, but when I was 10, yeah. Okay, if I missed your comment, you guys can write it again. I feel like I was yapping a lot. Anyways, I forgot what I was even yapping about. Jobs, whatever. Oh, like the commencement speech. People, like a bunch of college kids were like booing this guy talking about AI. But I think it's a very appropriate I mean, that's the elephant in the room. Imagine not talking about it. It's like, if you're a college kid, like, that is a very relevant thing right now. Like, what do you even tell somebody? What do you tell a 15-year-old? Like, what to focus on, what to do? The hell do you say? You know? It's crazy. It almost seems like you just want to have like taste and like culture or something. Like, I really wonder. It's like, would you rather code or like watch 100 different movies and just like understand what people like and stuff? Because it seems like a lot of life is becoming, you just tell a computer what you like and what you think is going to be good, and then it makes something and you're like, I don't like this, can you make it look a little bit like this instead? Like, that's most of what I do now. So if you're saying AI isn't super reliable, oh, Hearts and Halos with the Lily the Leopard. Did you answer Hearts and Halos? You don't have to. But thank you, Hearts and Halos. That's very nice. What was I saying? Yeah, if you're somebody who's used AI like last year, you were using it as a chat box, or chatbot, like you use like ChatGPT, like a Google search, like you kind of talk to it and it had issues. I would say like it has really changed like 5 months ago. Like it is a completely different world out there, like as of like 5 months ago. And it kind of depends what you're using. If you're using like the agent element of it, it's very reliable. It's getting way more reliable. So it still hallucinates, but that's almost like part of the tool. That's like how you have to figure out how you use it too. Like just because that is true, it's like not using it all. I mean, that's fine. Like I think there will be a subset of people that just like never use it, and I think those people will be okay too. Thank you, Joe. The models get better all the time, and I feel like a lot of people have like used it during the chatbot phase, but like that's kind of like the last, like prompting is no longer like the main skill anymore. It's like working with a bunch of agents and managing agents. Yeah, I tell it everything personal. I give it access to everything. I'm just high risk with it. I think coding is still probably like an interesting thing to do. It's like the language behind all of this. Like I wish I did more like computer stuff. I kind of wish I did like computer engineering instead of mechanical. In, you know, hindsight's 2020. But. A lot of my friends they're uploading nudes to AI and saying, don't show anybody this. That's like a new thing that people are doing. Make sure nobody sees this. Make sure this stays off the internet. Nah, I just made that up. I'm just trying to have a little, guys, I'm hungover, I'm sorry. I'm not as sharp. Hello, your local alpaca. Yeah, you're the only one commenting. You're just by yourself out there on Twitch. Do not put this in your database. If you see this on the internet, delete it. What did I do before having a mustache? Just like play with it all the time now? Have you guys ever asked your AI to like, if you guys like use it for everything, like just thank you superficial. If you like use it a lot, do you ever like, have you ever asked like, okay, you're like a CIA agent trying to do a write-up on me. What is all the personal information that you have on me? I know, it's ginger. It's a ginger mustache, it's crazy. I'll show you guys. Whoa! It's just red. Isn't that crazy? Something that I changed with this is that it zooms back out instead of flashes. I like that. Yeah. So I went through all the different AIs. I used Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, and I said, give me, like, tell me what you know about me. You know, like where do I live? Just everything, all the most personal things possible. And ChatGPT freaked me out. It said so many things. I'm like, I would never put that on. Like, what? You knew this? And Grok was like, I don't have any information. I don't know who you're talking about. It literally like completely blocked the question, gave me nothing back. It's like, I don't know. I haven't stored any of that. I was like, okay. Gets more red the closer we get. LOL. Do you pay for AI? Because that's how it stores memories. Well, that's not how it stores memories, but maybe like in certain AIs. Yeah, I think even if you don't pay, if you have, it might still have some memory for you. I pay a lot of money. I total probably about like $300 a month on AI services with like API calls and everything. That's probably about right. Like I have a bunch of things that are operating literally right now, like around the clock machinery behind the scenes for this stream that's going and doing things. I have things that are fetching opportunities. So like I have a dashboard that I wake up to that tells me about last night's stream, diamonds. I have different agents that analyze it in different ways. I have a comedy coach agent that says the Boy Scout bit looking for a dad is hilarious. Maybe try this version of it. We haven't seen Angel Fronk in a couple weeks. Maybe run that. People are asking for Turtle Fronk all the time. Do that as soon as possible. People love that. So I have like a custom dashboard that I've made for myself for this stream, and then agents are constantly going around and doing things. So like they're basically running scripts and making API calls, but like going to these different services and like having it analyzed. And I won't get too deep in it, but I've got some really cool tools. I'm not even telling you the cool stuff. Like that is cool, but there's some other stuff that I've worked on for the stream that is kind of just my IP that I've built. But yeah, I mean, knowing how to use the tools is the thing, right? But I'm not even showing my cool stuff. That's like the stuff I'm willing to say, and that's the first time I've said that here. Yeah, Marissa. By the way, like mine writes complex Excel formulas, and my boss thinks I'm so smart. That's funny. That's good use too. Yeah. Yeah, there are levels to this stuff for sure. Like using AI, and like that is something that I deem important for me to get really good at it and just be like. Again, like there are people that are so much better than me at this, but if you just kind of get okay at it, you're better than everybody. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be like this group of like intense people who are like at the 1% of it. But if you just kind of get decent at what's new and just kind of stay relatively in touch, it's not that hard, and you're better than everybody. So, I'm getting pretty decent at it. Throw pills at my patients. I don't do a Mac Mini. I just use my laptop. Just keep it on. I thought about getting a Mac Mini, but I was like, I just keep my laptop, my MacBook plugged in. Zo Computer, it's a net database for AI tools, and agents you've built. I've not heard of that, but I do have like a database. You need, like, if you're using these tools, you need a persistent source of truth for it. So like, I'm not an expert at AI. So like, somebody who's much smarter than me might be listening to this and be rolling their eyes. I might teach you something that's actually wrong. And I'm always cautious. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to like, I think it's like unethical if I say something with confidence and I'm actually like digging a hole for someone to be like dumber. But like, does anybody know what a token is? You guys hear about tokens with AI? Does anybody know what that is? Anybody have any idea? When people are like, the tokens, there's 1 million tokens. I didn't know until very recently. I've been using AI for a while, and I didn't even like know about this. No, yeah, yes, no, yes, no. And crypto, that's cool. So I'm probably gonna have a really bad explanation of this, and I'm not afraid to look stupid though. I think you have to accumulate them to perform certain functions. Broken would know. He's our IT guru. Is he really? Are they really? So it's like a token is basically a word. So it's actually more like 0.75 of a word, but it's basically like, I like cows. That would be 3 tokens. So it's like, I really like cows is 4 tokens, but it might be broken up to like, that might actually be because the period there, or the apostrophe, or like something might broke it into being more than the amount of words that are in there. Something like that. So when you're doing like a chat, like when you're talking to AI, like ChatGPT, and you're just staying in that same chat forever and ever and ever, each of those chatbots, my understanding is that it can handle like 1 million tokens. Like, that's the amount of context that it can hang on to before it starts getting kind of like, oh, what are we talking about? It just kind of like loses everything. So a lot of people use AI like they're constantly in the same chat. And then some people get good enough at this that they realize that those chats start getting kind of dumb when they use them too much. So then they're like, summarize this conversation, and then they take it into a new chat. But something that I've figured out is that, and I do this for the stream, but it's like having a persistent source of truth, which could be like an Excel table, an Excel sheet or whatever, where AI is taking the relevant pieces of data and then throwing it into there. So like my buddy who I saw MMA fights with last night, he uses ChatGPT for like a workout coach, and he's just in the same chat at all the time. But I'm gonna make him like an app that does this, just because like it's exactly what he needs. He needs like numbers to go into an Excel sheet, and then an AI to like go reference those numbers. Anyways, maybe people don't want to talk about AI all night. I'm kind of obsessed and just like working on this all the time, but you're maybe a smarter person. In AI, a token is a small chunk of text that the model reads and generates. Yeah, in and out. So tokens in, tokens out. Does Claude have $100 a month? Isn't it $200 for the max? Wait, where? People do that all the time. Yeah. You don't need to have that persistent source of truth, but if you're trying to do something like really serious, like I think for a lot of people, you just make a new chat. It's not a big deal. But if you're really trying to do something, I think, yeah, you need it to go somewhere. 1 token equals 3/4 of a word. Thank you. I think I might have had that backwards. 75 words and a token. Cool. Sweet. Cool. Thank you, Amy. Just let me keep my job. Make no mistakes. Well, anyways, yeah, I'm having a blast with it though. Having a blast. Use it all the time. I'm like excited for like after the stream. I'm gonna get back into it. What else? Oh, this all stemmed from me talking about like improvements that I want to make to the show, and namely the I actually like Plum. I'm not going to say too much more about this. I got to be cautious because I'm kind of building something that has a lot of value, I think. But really, like everything you can think about this show is now plumbed into a source of truth or into a database. And I don't know if that will ever help me, but when the models get much better in 6 months, I think it will. I think it'll be able to go back in hindsight and see every single stream. And it's already doing that, but I think it'll continue to get better and better. And I think like the end goal for this stream is that like I just show up at night and it's like, tonight what we think is the Boy Scouts should do this, and you know, and then Officer Fronk does this, and I'll go, not that, maybe this instead. But again, I'm not using it. I'm not going to be telling AI jokes. It's doing the things that it's good at, and I'm going to do what I'm good at. But the important thing is that if we could, so like we've seen this scene so much, and we like this scene, this is beautiful. But if this was 10 different beautiful scenes tonight, why not? You know, why not just have more beauty, more the things that it is good at? This show is obviously, it is like what I do is like a pretty like I do a craft, you know, like I do improv. That's really like the skill. Like I could make a living doing this if I just used my phone. If I was in a white wall. Thank you, Lacey Ann. Thank you so much. Like I could, you know, I used to do it and I could get away with it. I could just have my phone and just, you know, do things. And that's the soul, the heart of this show is just me doing improv and just being goofy, just having fun, just you know, just doing my sense of humor, the stuff that I find funny, just doing it professionally on TikTok, just making a bunch of jokes. Lacey Annie mode here. Anyways, yeah, I'm yapping. I feel less hungover just kind of hanging out. I think just talking about something interesting to me is like energizing. Like I don't even feel hungover right now. Now that I think about it, I do. Hello, Sunny. Unless they find my TikTok account and see my name is Susan Wolf somewhere, I deodorant. I feel like as a society, we need to teach people who would be replaced by AI how to use AI as a tool to do their role. Yeah, like the real Alex V, I think, like, I think it's kind of like, yeah, like there's like a wave coming and it's gonna affect like all of society. Have you ever seen the movie Don't Look Up? That's kind of how it feels a little bit to me, like being super deep in AI. And that might sound a little pretentious. I know something that you don't. But that's how it feels. It feels like people are kind of like, but like that's human nature. You know, you don't want to get into something. You don't want to think about something. You don't want to get so, it's a whole thing, you know, like you got to be kind of a freak to, like I'm super weird like that, where I'll just, I don't know, I just get into things, and you know, it's kind of in my skill set. But I totally understand the reasons not to. Like I avoid a lot of things in life, and I have forever, that I should get into. Shut up. But yeah, what Alex V was saying, yeah, it's almost like everybody, like AI is so unpopular, but it's almost like, also maybe please get good at it, because what if it like, I understand not liking it and being like upset about what it's gonna do, but like, what if it's your best bet is to like get good at it? I don't know, but I really don't know. You know, it's like, not too long ago, a bunch of smart people were telling you to learn to code, and if you did that, you may have wasted a lot of time. Our community tiered up? Really? That's pretty good. Your stream is really niche compared to others who just sit in front of a screen and talk. I think what happens a lot is that people, they talk and they don't know what to talk about, and they just get into fights with other streamers. Like they get into these like drama arguments. There's always some problem. I am so bored of that. I also don't think it's good content, just in general. Did you see this drama? First of all, it's all fake. Everybody's just making a bunch of money, including me. Nobody's upset. They need each other. And this is their content. This is what they have to do to make a living, is do these little arguments, because all of our monkey brains go, huh? Conflict? There's a fight? There's something happening? And it's kind of just the bottom of the barrel. It's literally the most like basic, you know, violence. It's like, we've known that for a long time. I did, Shelly T, that's fun. Yeah, I think it's like, I don't think it's like necessarily like good. I think it's like kind of brain rotty and like kind of toxic, and it's like fighting, like, I don't know. Yeah, I just watch fights, but and people believe it. People really get sucked into it, and they're like, I just thank you, Joe. I'm proud. I'm so proud of myself. But I'm proud to make content that's not that. That's like generative, world building, and just kind of happy, and it shows in the community. This is like the nicest community. It's just cool. Like, people are just nice and cool here, like normal people. The way that people are outside. If you go talk to real people, this is how people are. They're pretty reasonable with each other. They're pretty nice. And I feel like there's a lot of like cesspools on there. And it's not necessarily the fastest way to grow. You know, like I think there's other ways that we could do this where it'd be really toxic and but also like fiery, and I don't know. Yeah, a bunch of weirdos, but like yeah, I'm so tired of it. I think it's so stupid. I think you become smarter if you like try to avoid. I think, like, you know, it's like you're feeding your head, your mind, your soul, your brain, whatever you want to call it. You're feeding it things. You know, if you listen to music that's just like sad boy music, I'm such a loser, or whatever, you just play that all the time, you will brainwash yourself. You will just slowly, not immediately, not perfectly, not in a binary sense, but you really are, like, our brains are malleable. What you put into it somewhat, in some weird, flexible way, transitions your brain more closer to that thing. And yeah, it's like watching a bunch of toxic content I don't think is good for you. I don't think it makes you happier. All right, let me catch up here. But I really am proud to be doing this, and I also think the bigger, I think that it's like, I also don't like competing with people. I like competition, but I don't want to play in a fair way. Thank you, Bridget. I don't want to play in a way that, like, I'm in a crowd with a bunch of people doing the same thing, so therefore all we have to do is more intense, which in that game is more toxic, more eye-catching, more like, huh? He did what? Now it's getting violent and somebody's life is being threatened, or it just gets more and more crazy, and it's like, it's not good. Yeah, it's like it's yeah, I just don't think I think a lot of stuff on here is like literally not good for the world, and maybe I'm not either. I'm pretty toxic, I go around and I make fun of a lot of like harmless, like helpless people that like have tough lives or whatever. I'm no angel, but I'm also not pretending to be one, but whatever, I don't know. Catch up here. I'm just catching up on the chat right now. Yeah, so like I'm gonna read this compliment because it's about me and it fulfills my ego. You're the new wave of comedy, unlike anything I had seen before, and hooked me immediately. I think there is something about that where it's like, it's almost like a new, like nothing is truly invented, but I definitely feel like there's something new, at minimum fresh about it. And it's kind of like, on one level, it's like the using co-hosts and the way that I'm using it on TikTok. Like there's not a lot of people who are doing this in a way that's like I'm doing an improv show, but my improv partners are unsuspecting, and it's partly a prank, but I'm kind of doing it with them at the same time. And then I would say like what's more novel is like the very specific execution, the way that I do everything. The style of my jokes, the voice, it is I'm a very oppositional, disagreeable person, and I really have no problem being exactly myself and saying what I think is funny, what I think about the world. I'm just kind of relentless like that about just putting it out there, and not everything translates to I said something, therefore I believe it. But a lot of things are more just like, there's something that I'm playing with, there's something that has tension in society, and I think it's fun to kind of like poke at that. That kind of like fill up the room with tension and kind of like relieve it in a funny way. A lot of my comedy too is kind of like filling up a balloon of tension or like edginess or something, then popping it with a really ridiculous moment. It's kind of like filling and pop, and just doing that again and again. And then I'm using like technology. I think it's almost like there's not like some one way that I could like confidently define it, where it's like, this is why this is totally different than any other type of style of comedy that's done. But there's like 100 different things that I can think of that it's like, well, I do that and nobody did that until I started doing that thing. But hey, I'm a rare person. I'm not into all that drama. Technical skills. Yeah, I would say the combination of being a very technical person and a funny person is very rare. Most comedians are broken, sad people who can't do anything. But we're friends online. Applications and content. And the internet gets flooded with it and crowds out all the good original content creators. I am very interested. People will immediately say AI is not creative, so therefore it can't make good content. But watching content is not necessarily a competition of what is the most creative. It is just what you're going to spend your time watching. And I've had the experience of scrolling Sora, which is OpenAI's, which is now shut down, video platform. And it was kind of fun. Now, I never got hooked like I would for TikTok. I do think there's something about, I happen to think that I hate to be a jerk about this, but I think I have the most secure job of anybody I know. I think that like AI is like the least good at comedy, and as AI gets better, my stream gets better. If AI got 10 times better tomorrow, there are already systems in place where it will just be so much smarter, and the stream just immediately starts getting better. Even if I don't touch anything right now, that's how this is already set up. So I think about the future a lot, and I did that on purpose, by the way, but because I think AI will get better. But I think what might be interesting is that being a content creator might be way more competitive, because there can be an infinite amount of AI videos generated that have data that they can see what people like, what people don't like, and try it again, just a bajillion times. And I think it's possible that there will be this moat of all this AI flooded content, and then creators like me on top that have, and Mr. Beast way higher than me, but like people that have an established brand, very specific, that have already kind of like pierced through, and like people know about the show and enjoy it. I'm not trying to celebrate this. It's merely just an interesting idea that might be true. I don't know. But AI might, as you're scrolling TikTok, I've noticed there's a couple times where I see a completely AI generated video, and I'm like, I gotta see this, because it's like a banana that's cutting off it's like fake weird fruit genitals or something, like an insane video, and I'm like, I gotta see this because it's crazy. Like insanely impossible things happening with people getting stuck in slides and exploding, just things that like I can't not look at it for the completion of the video. I'm 108 comments behind right now. So I don't think AI will ever, I mean, I don't know. I think it might make everything more competitive and tougher. It might, this is my career. It's, who knows what happens. It could get really tough. But I think that's a chance, is that there's a lot of like cheap thrill, but I do think that it's very important, the connection with the person. I think there's something about like, I think a lot of this stuff could be maybe distilled down to like, yeah, I'll watch an AI video and I'll go play a video game or whatever, but also I do want content, or I do want an experience where I'm connecting with some real person, in the sense that you're watching me do something that I'm good at. I'm like being a leader and it's impressive. I'm doing a skill. We could watch robots bowl forever. We could watch them bowl strike after strike after strike after strike, and you wouldn't care. You wouldn't watch that. You wouldn't watch a perfect robot bowl 100 strikes in a row, because where's the triumph? Where's the failing, the ups and the downs? Like that's real life. That's something you can connect with, and it's real. So I do think that's something that we'll always find satisfying as people. So I'm a human, and I like that. That doesn't mean that AI can't saturate some of the market or make some content that you like. But yeah, I do think that those are some of my thoughts. Scrolling through now, 140 messages behind, and this is a sub only. The music I play are always bangers. Yeah, I think I've got good taste for music, because like AI can't pick my music, and I think it won't for a very long time, maybe never, because it's the way that maybe that's a stupid thing to say, maybe a year from now, but like it's the feeling of it. It's the moment that I just say something insane and it's completely silent, and then a violin, dun 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 dun. It's like absurd. It's like contrasting the moment that we just had. It's like the music is a huge part of my stream. It's a huge part of the comedy that I do. Yeah, I think all of these tools, I think like fundamentally, I need to make money. This is my business. That's the first layer. And then after that, it's like, well, what do? I make people laugh. And that's the complete focus. Everything is downhill from that. I need to make the best comedy show I possibly can. Then from there, I look at every single possible tool I can that feeds into making people laugh, getting more viewers, making people laugh. And music, overlays, whatever, are just a part of that. I will say, with all this AI stuff, what is coming for sure is I am being completely freed up to just play. I made the tree of wisdom in like 15 minutes. It's like, once I'm done building a bunch of this stuff that I need to build, there's some other things I need to get done. There's some security elements. There's of the show. I gotta figure out the merch. By the way, for the merch, something that I'm considering is only having quantity 1 of each item available. 24 hours a day, 5 new items drop in the merch shop. 1 of each item is available. After that, it goes out of stock. Just for funsies. And that's something I'm considering. It's kind of crazy, but might be kind of fun. And then the item is gone and you don't know if it'll ever come back or when it will. When I am back to basically the mode, I am in build mode. My streams are never as funny, by the way. Like, I'm gonna be much better off when I'm out of build mode. This is the longest build mode I've ever had. Usually these last a few weeks, if at all. But I am just stuck in build mode for months. As I've mentioned, I've torn up everything and I've rebuilt it from scratch in my studio. And I've just done so much work. I've done a lot of work that's going to be very healthy, just to make this a much just structurally sound thing, and make it kind of attached to AI, so that as AI gets better, the stream just immediately starts getting better. That all said, as soon as I can get back to just play mode, where I'm just kind of like, oh, what if we had this thing? Like, I really like, I'm in a talking mood right now, so I'm just gonna keep firing off. I really like the personification. First we did God. Now listen, I'm Catholic. I don't want to be offensive. I want to be cautious about religious things. Because even though I'm Catholic, I still think some people find it very offensive. I get DMs, people are offended. My intention is not to, this is an expression of me, my life, and at some point, I was 5 years old and learning about religion. And I think, like, that is interesting. That is a thing to kind of like express through the art that I do. So I never mean any offense by any of this, but like, that's me as the Boy Scout saying, God, will all these people go to hell? It's like, that's kind of my perspective growing up, you know, like you have a looser grip on reality or whatever. But I think it's kind of a safer bet. The Tree of Wisdom is less offensive to people. And also the Tree of Wisdom, he's something about he needs to be fed. And then the last thing he said, will Shelly T live forever? I need my seed. Sus. But I think I want to endlessly personify things. And I think it's funny if I had voices for each one and they all had different things, and you know that I'm doing it. Almost like a puppet show. Like, you know that I'm going back and forth, but I'm doing both characters. And there's some things I'm gonna do. Thank you, Carissa. There's some things that I'm gonna do that are gonna make it, like, right now it's a little janky because I'm like manually, and I'm only saying this because it's sub only, I'm manually hitting the voice filters and sometimes having to like toggle over and find the pages. But I'm gonna automate that with some Python scripts and should get that down where it's like much more seamless, where it goes back and forth, and then have different voices as well for different things. But I think we should have more characters. There should be more personified things that I'm actually playing. I think that is, sometimes we come across things, and I'm addicted to revelations on this stream. I'm addicted to working on it and going, oh my God, that's beautiful. Because it's like magic. You know, it's like coming across the personification of something. First God, then Tree of Wisdom. It's like, oh my God, that could be an entirely new world of this. And I could always iterate on that. And with AI, of course, it's like those characters will get better and better. I am 200 plus messages behind. I gotta shut up and just start reading because I'm curious what people are saying. I have no idea what people are saying. I've just been literally yapping. But I think that is so fun. I seriously am addicted. I get euphoric when I'm doing this. This is what I do. Like, this is my job. Part of it is performing. A big part, I am like manically creating in my studio. I'm just like thinking like, I'm like, oh my God, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And, but the whole character, the cast of characters, you know, like the police officer, Officer Fronk might have a boss or something, and it might just be ridiculous, like alpha male cop or something. But all of it, a lot of this, back to like the comedy and what's kind of weird about it, a lot of it is like kind of these like deep, almost like insecurity, like weird, like, and I'm not projecting this, but like, I think it's fun to play with these kind of things where it's like, why does he want to open everybody's mouth? Like, what is going on there? What is the thing with that? You know, like they all have these things, and it's like, there could be like this, like Officer Frunk's boss could be like this super alpha serious guy, but in some way there's some kind of weird fetishy thing that's coming through, and you know, you forget sometimes, but you know that I'm doing it, I'm controlling it, I'm deciding what he's saying. But almost I want to get it borderline where you're kind of like also sucked into just the show, where you're like, what is the boss saying? And you really view him as a character, but it's almost funny, and it's kind of this like teetering where this is what how I try to design the show too, where you're kind of teetering, you're like, wait, he's choosing that. He made that happen. He's doing that. But I don't want that to be so obvious or something you actually forget. I literally think about your experience watching it, and I want that to kind of be like, oh wait, he's doing that the whole time. Okay. I was gone the last 20 minutes. Can you repeat everything? Yeah, Kevin. That's one of my favorite memes. I just got here. Can we start over? Please stop. Okay, let me scroll down. That was a big yap. You also shock other creators because they are used to the same type of people. They show up. Yeah, that's true. And that's kind of the point. It's like, that's not fixed either. I will always shock people because like that's my job almost, is to, it's like surprise the audience and kind of, but I'm playing with them. And if they were to think something else, they start getting some other impression, I'm still gonna adjust myself so that they're always kind of in this like, the twirl off after giving someone a hard time kills me. Whoa. I love that. I love the, I think it's fun. Like I'm an aggressive, scary person sometimes. You know, I'm screaming and stuff, but then also I really mean it. When I say I'm a triple threat, when I'm an alpha male, I'm a really talented fighter, striking and grappling. Like I'm a really impressive person. I really mean all that. Like I'm really about that life. And I was always inspired. I watched James Bond. My dad would take us to like Blockbuster. This is like a thing that used to happen a little bit. We go to like Blockbuster and we could like pick out a movie. All of us got to, and I picked the same James Bond movie again and again and again and again and again because I just want to be James Bond. I've always wanted to be James Bond, and James Bond is good at everything. He can fight. He's charismatic. He can be funny. He can surf. He can just anything he does. He's pretty good at. He'll kind of figure it out. I always thought it was so cool. I just want to be James Bond. I'm not gonna lie. I've stolen the. Hey, that's pretty good. That's good. I like that. When I make jokes on here too, I think about them. I think about them in a universal sense too. I'll adjust the wording before I say it because I think this could be clipped but more importantly, something that sticks in your head that tomorrow morning when you're drinking coffee, you're thinking like, always lie to your boss or whatever, you know? Leave me alone. It's like just the way I word things. Like, I think depending on the job that you do, like I do this and it's like a fast-paced streaming kind of thing, bro, I should not be streaming this into YouTube and recording this. I should delete this train. This is crazy. Yeah, I try to make things like kind of, you know, because I can, at no cost to the joke, I can kind of make them more universal and something that like you would think when you're talking to your friend or something, you know. I don't know. I know I look good. I know I look hot. I know I got a fat ass. Just my opinion, the show is great because of you. We aren't waiting for it to improve. Well, that's very nice. Well, thank you, Pending. That's very nice. I think I am like, I always have to be chasing something. And I'm just like a hyper optimist. And, you know, I got big dreams that constantly change. If I showed myself where I'm at now, like 3 years ago, I'd be like, well, I did it. I made it. Great. I mean, that's all the plans that I had was to get to that point. But now it's something totally different, and you know, that's life. Yeah, I'm very hungry, and I don't work on the show because I think you guys are disappointed by it or want more, although that is kind of the truth on some level, you know, like things do need to improve with time. But it's almost like you just might as well, like I'm gonna die someday, and I want to do something. I want to touch the world in some way. You know, I want to make something and be the comedy streamer who really made this interesting touch on the industry and inspired a bunch of other people. And you know, there's been like a very small amount of that so far, but I want to do that in a big way. I want to be like remembered. I want to have a legacy. I got a big ego. You know, like I want that to happen, and I really enjoy doing all this. I am on cloud nine. I am living the happiest life I've ever lived. It's just a pleasure. So I appreciate you guys. Like, yeah, it's amazing, and I hope it all works out. I hope I make you guys proud. Sometimes I forget that I'm like 36 years old too. Like I'm not like I'm a grown man. I feel like I'm like this, like just this guy that you know, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but maybe I'm less endearing than I hope to be, because in my head I'm just a young guy. I'm 20 in my head. All right. I've not looked at the Chinese models. Do you still find that AI has trouble understanding what is funny? Absolutely. That's the hardest thing for AI. And I try to feed it a bunch of context and rules and why this is funny, why this isn't. Still very difficult. Anything with taste, it really struggles with. What makes a good backdrop? I mean, a lot of these things I'm just doing manually. Music's tough. Oh, that don't change. Okay, I'm scrolling. You building a community for us lonely, sad old women with money based on your comedy is pretty useful too. Let's try to do that, AI. Yeah, you know, I think that's it's nice. Again, I've said this many times, you know, like I'm a bit sociopathic, like not really, but I'm not a nurturing person. I'm just not made that way. I'm totally just like I'm just on the hunt, you know, like I just want, I don't know, like I just want to be like I just want to win, you know, I just want to like do something and be like, yeah, and like be like successful. But it is nice, you know, like doing this thing, the fact that I still think that I get the biggest benefit, you know. Like I think, you know, people are big supporters of me, give me a lot of money, and it helps me build the show, which makes me even more successful. And it's like, I think, and maybe that's obnoxious to say, I'm just trying to be honest, you know. I think I get the ick by streamers that pretend that they don't make money and never talk about it. It's like you wouldn't even know. You would think that they're just competitive battlers or something. To me, that's so dishonest. But hey, I'm not much better, you know, like it's whatever. I think I would just feel kind of weird, like never mentioning it. But anyways, what I was saying too is like, it is cool that like people, a lot of times where I see this and where it comes out is like, because I canceled the show and then people in a negative way are being critical in my DMs or whatever. But you know, I see that and it's like people, I mean, the reason they're saying this is that it brings them a lot of joy and they were looking forward to it. And I took that from them, which means on a normal night, there are so many people, like obviously we know the Shelly T's, the Lacey Ann's, the Mads, the Joe, the I Deodorant, the Carissa, the Vivian, the Pending, the Bridget. Thank you guys. Superficial Colleen. But like, there's a lot of people out there who don't support the show in any way other than showing up, and you know, and thank you guys for watching. But people DM me sometimes, like when I cancel a show, very serious DMs. They're clearly hurt the show is off, and I've never seen them before. I don't know who it is, you know, some random account, and it's, you know, it'll be like some like middle-aged person or something. Sometimes it just depends, but it's like, wow, like this is kind of like reaching. Like it's like there are people that I've never even seen before that don't comment at all, that watch us all the time and really enjoy it. And that's kind of touching. Like I don't want like a nasty DM, but like it's kind of like, wow, like it's having some effect. It makes some people, you know, feel better. It's ridiculous, and I enjoy that because I really enjoy doing this kind of comedy. This is just my sense of humor. It's absurdist. I don't aim to be edgy. I don't care to be like an edgy comedian. That sounds so cringy to me. But like, I just do the things that I think are actually funny. And I'm not worried about, oh, will somebody like, I just say that, you know, it's like if I'm hanging out with friends, it's like, that's how I'm, you know, maybe I take the foot off the gas a little bit, but I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm trying to make myself laugh. You know, I'm trying to do things that I actually enjoy up here doing, that I just, and sometimes I can't help it when I'm back here, you know, and you guys hear me like laugh. It's just because like it's so absurd. But I love doing this. So thank you guys. I'm 200 plus comments behind. Oh, Shelly T said, what? Carissa said, sir? Amina said, no, with a heart. And I'm like, what is everyone so upset about? It's the merch. It's the quantity 1 merch. So we have to fight over them. Well, geez. Yeah, quantity 1 might be kind of cheap. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Add a cuff. Everything's gonna have a cuff. I like the version of God too. I like, it's kind of beautiful, and it kind of looks like an eye. Hey, that's pretty good. People are not cool with the merch idea. That's fun. I'm just kind of catching up on the chat. I'm so far behind right now. Mikhail, I had too much fun last night. I didn't even have that much fun. I just drank a lot. I just always had a beer and a whiskey with me, and I watched fights, and I tried not to coach the fighters, and I was pretty successful in that. It is so, if you like MMA, you like combat, and you watch combat in person and you're cage side and you're right there, oh my God, the urge to say like, utilize the jab or something like that, like just to get something off, just, I know how to fight. Like just to say that, I'm just like biting my tongue the whole time. I just remembered I'm hungover by screaming. But yeah, I was so hungover today. Such a wasted day. I'm just sleeping all day. Is that a man deal? Oh, that's good, Michaela, the vessel. 151 comments. Excuse me. Yeah, congrats on being sober. That's great. Dang, he really is behind on comments, just to give you perspective on where I'm at. I hope you're not feeling discouraged because your shows are awesome. I'm not. You know, I mean, it can be kind of grindy sometimes. You know, sometimes I show up and I'm like, ugh, like, how am I going to be funny tonight or something? But I mean, who doesn't have, you know, days? Like, I would say, like, there's a dichotomy, is that the word? Where I want to work as hard as I can during the day to get as much progress done with my show. And then I'm balancing that with, like, being relatively happy and high energy for the show, because I do a very high energy show. I'm screaming. And I'm kind of like better when I'm like one or the other, I think. Like I'm a little bit, oh, thank you so much, Aminda. Thank you. I'm kind of good when I can go all in on something. Like if I could just be a nerd and just do that for a week, I'm gonna be way more successful in like balancing anything. I'm not good at balance. I'm an obsessor. Yeah. Everybody's saying goodnight to Virginia. Just catching up on the chat, stopping when things are important. I'm 80 comments behind. Thank you, Victoria. We'll see your comment in 45 minutes. Oh my god, it's 10:30. Wow. This live is going to end really late. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, you're adding to the comments, you jerk. All right. I'm caught up. I'm here. I'm caught up. Well, this was fun. This was fun. Thank you, Bree. Hangover's okay. I had a hair of the dog, so. Daisies. Yeah, I think this was nice to have this kind of stream for sure. For sure. Bridget with the super fan box. I got rid of all of the emotes. All of them. What do you guys even have? Can you spam the emotes that you have? Should be open to doing that. I've not tried Liquid IV. Okay, forget those TikTok ones. Got the Barbie, the 1 mil, the dance level up, the living artist, the bullets. Okay. Yeah. I got kind of, I got rate limited. That's why I stopped the task. So maybe I'll get back to it. Yeah, I want to give people better tools and just rethink it. Did Hearts and Halos accept what I had said? Do you guys know? If they said, yeah, use whatever. Thank you, Marissa. Do whatever, cool. Cool. Yeah. I think, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I might get back to work on that. I kind of want to play around with the costume thing. I'll just see. I might just go easy on myself and finish watching. Kind of picked up watching Total Recall on my phone today, just being hungover. I also watched The Machinist earlier today, just as I'm struggling. Don't listen to Susie. What did she say? Don't need mine. Place me with the other folks. The other folks are popping off. Well, I want to be very fair about it and do it by numbers, I think. Maybe that's stupid. Who needs fairness? But yeah, I don't know. I only have like a few streams of data, so maybe I should hold off. But thank you, Bridget. No meet and greets. This is an online community. If you buy cans, it's hard to manage. That is true. I could set it up, you know, I could set it up where like once a month it gets reviewed. I could actually kind of automate that mostly. So, could do that. Yeah, maybe monthly. Yeah, I'm probably gonna relax for the rest of the night. Interesting. Okay. Well, I didn't think about all time. Just gotta think about it. Yeah, I mean, it's well, I would say like Susie, for example, I want to add because she's like in a big way a part of the community. And I don't know if she would be calculated in based on the way that I calculated it already. I can scrap all that work, it doesn't matter. Maybe it shouldn't be fairness. Maybe it's a combination of both, you know? Maybe it's like, we'll just have to see. I gotta think about it. It's probably gonna be delayed. Maybe what I'll do for you guys is get more of the tools uploaded, like things that could actually be used, you know, while watching the stream in an active way, and then just kind of hold off. I won't, Michaela, no worries. That's funny. Guys, I'm gonna go. I suddenly just feel hungover. I feel hungry. Yeah, I did not eat much for dinner. I usually like don't eat that much, or I'll wait to eat until like late in the afternoon. But then like at the same time, I can eat like an insane amount of food. I really am like an all or nothing kind of person, where I can just like not eat and then like work out really intensely. But then like if I eat and there's like dessert or something, I'll have like 5 servings of the thing or whatever. Anyways, enough about me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shelly T. Shout out to Hearts and Halos. Thank you, Shelly T. Thank you, Lacey Ann. Thank you, Lacey Ann. Thank you, Mads. Aminda. Joe. I eat deodorant. Carissa. Vivian. Bridget. Pending. Victoria. Superficial Colleen. Frozen Chicken. Broken. Tabber 17. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope I feel better too. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a good stream tomorrow.